And hello, everyone. It is Thursday, November 2nd. Welcome back to the Calgary Real Estate Show. Big show today. Big show. Always at the first of the month. Yeah, first of the month. We got a lot to get through. Natalie, you've got some crazy stuff coming up today.
Yes, it's decor trends not to do in 2024.
Okay. There you go. Yeah. Well, we will follow your direction. And Jayden has got an update on interest rates. So we're just going to get going because we've got a lot to get through. So let's get to the weekly stats. Not going to spend a lot of time on this today, but these are detached stats. And you can see when we get to the monthly update, I mean, look at the sale to new listing ratio in detached over the last month, essentially. Really probably averaging well over 90%. I didn't run the averages, but it's big. It's big. New listings 228 this week, sold 221, and that gives us the 97% sale to new listing ratio. Pendings of 144, so that's down quite a bit compared to the rest of the month. So that'll be really interesting to see what that produces in solds over the next week or two. Price reduced 145 and back on market of 52. That was up a little bit as well. Back on market means that somebody's written an offer, it's conditionally sold, and then something falls through due to financing or home inspection or condo doc review, if we're talking about condos. These are specific stats to detached outside of days on market, which is next of 26. Active detached homes in Calgary as of this week right now, 1351. That does not include pending sales. And also on the total active side does not include pendings of 2645. Natalie, what happened last week, this year, last year, this week?
Last year, this week. Let's go in the time machine then. Last year, this week, we had 442 sales. This week, 473. So it's up 7%. New listings last year, 447. This year, 560. So it's up 25%. Actives last year was 3668 or 3868, pardon me. And this year it's 3211. So it's down 17% basically. And days on market last year was 38. This year, 26. So it's down 31.5%.
Yeah. And
oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, you go ahead. Jayden,
that's
over to you.
Oh, no, right on to me. Okay, thanks, guys. Yeah, not a lot of movement in the interest rate side this week. Big thing is that the Fed just held rates steady down in the United States, and we tend to have a little bit of what happens down there happens with us to some extent. And the interesting thing about that is that's the second time in a row that they've held rates steady, and historically in these types of situations, for rate decisions after to holding steady would be the time when the Fed begins to lower interest rates. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there because I think it's going to happen much sooner in Canada. One of the interesting things down there is that their economy this last quarter continued to grow. I think it was 4.5%, where Canada is technically in a recession right now. We had slight contraction in the last 2 quarters. You're in a recession if you've contracted for the previous 6 months. And it really feels like there's something coming where the next quarter is going to be worse and worse and worse. And so we're kind of seeing that in the bond market right now. It's really interesting to see bond yields have gone down significantly in the last couple of days, which kind of means that we can expect, hopefully, fixed rates to go down as well. We say this often, right? Lenders go up in an elevator and down the stairs, right? So they're always quick to go up with bonds, slow to go down. But I anticipate, hopefully sometime in the next few weeks or the next month as this kind of bond market becomes more stable, somebody's going to jump the queue. They want to start eating up that fixed rate market a little bit. So somebody will jump in there. And I think the other lenders will follow suit. So if you're looking between that variable and fixed, I think we've talked about the gap between them right now isn't very big. So there's some upside to the variable, but that might start widening out over the next, 2 to 4 weeks here.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Oh, no. Whoa.
Oh, my.
Overshot. Okay. So because it's month end and we have so much to go through, this is just the fun part. So this is the opposite of last week. This is stuff definitely not to follow. This tiling is crazy. First one is the fuzzy bedroom. It looks like a sheep.
I can't even.
Can you imagine how dirty it is and how much it stinks?
This is your guys' place. This was part of the renovation, right? This is the interior part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the love shack right here.
Yeah.
The next one is tiling while drunk. I don't know if it's supposed to be a waterfall or someone. I don't know.
It looks like they're peeing tile if we go back to that previous one.
It does look like they're peeing tile. That's exactly it. This one is inappropriate lighting. I had to just put it in. I'm sorry. I know it's a family show, but this was funny. Oh my goodness.
No comment.
No comment. This one is crocheting gone wrong. They've crocheted the ceiling as well as the floor and a bunch of cushions. It's quite crazy. And the last one is the devil wears a fireplace. So that's just really evil. I don't like it. And that's all I got. Oh my word. I got to mute because Kobe's barking.
Yeah, we got dogs. We got dogs that are unhappy. All right, so let's get to our October market recap. So when we look overall, so the benchmark price for all segments went up just under 10%. Year over year, sales are up 17%. New listings up 23, almost 24%. So that did help buyers out a little bit, but our total inventory is still down 18% year over year. Look at the months of supply, that's down 30% from last year. And we've been seeing that, we've been seeing on the days on market, which was also down over 30% year over year. So we'll go to the next slide. All right, so we're doing a little bit different this time around. I've been searching for a way to make these stats kind of jump out a little bit better and not so small when people are watching this on their phones. So when we look at detached pricing in Calgary, October of last year, 622.4, September 696.1, and then we rose again just like I was going to say 2 basis points. That sounds like Jayden speak, but 0.22% to 697. Semi-detached last year, 555.8. September this year, 621.3. And then we rose almost 2%, or 1.19 to 628.7. And then on the row side of things, this is where the increases are the most significant, 19% year over year to 425.2. And again, we've been speaking about this for a long time. It's the most affordable way to get into a home, for lack of a better term. And I'm not saying an apartment condo isn't a home, but generally speaking, the row townhouse is like your first foray into, hey, this feels like I've got multiple levels and it feels like a home, right? So, but even apartment condos, and there was a lot more supply of apartment condos, so that increased the sales to 316.6 for a price, which was up 16% over last year and just over 1% up from last month. So then when we look at our total active and sold listings, so we had, 3190 in the month of October, 2171 if I'm reading that correctly. So that's still very much a seller's market. There are different pockets that are extreme sellers markets, like the row townhouse side of things, still very, very like hardcore sellers market. And then there you see the days on market. Last year, 41 and down to 27 this year, which we've been noting every week as we've been going through this. And then up in Airdrie, they had a decent, like you would call a normal price increase, not like the Calgary increases. So last year, detached homes were selling for 548.7. This year, 610.4, and that went up just over 1% year over year, and then just 0.76% from last month. Semi-detached a year ago, 427.1, 476. So that was a fairly healthy increase of 1.45%. And then when we go to their next slide, there we go. Row townhouses, 308.5 last year, 354.4 this year. That was a big increase. That was the second largest increase in Airdrie, because apartments rose 25% compared to last year, which is crazy, right? So Airdrie is a very attractive market if you're working in North Calgary, if you're working from home, right? So tons of interest, I think, from investors up there as well, maybe, because prices in Calgary for apartment condos, starts to spread, right? And then when we look at our actives and solds, so they're a little bit more balanced, just over 50% there on an active and sold basis, 27 days on market as well in Airdrie in the month of October. And then when we go over to Cochrane, detached prices rose. Man, I'm having a hard time seeing it. I thought it was going to be better this time, guys, but still hard. Hey, Bill, thanks for watching. 7.3% up on the detached side year over year, 636.4. And then on semi-detached, also about a 7% increase to 476.3. And then when we go to row, they experienced just over 8%, almost 9% increase to 416. And then apartment condos still went up pretty healthily. 13.1% to 278.9, and with their actives and solds, there we go. So 136 active, 68 sold. So you can see the ratio is much lower in Cochrane, and we've been talking about Cochrane for a while. So if you're a buyer and you're open to living in Cochrane, if that works for your lifestyle, that might be a market to consider. It's a great town. Yeah. Once they get the overpass done at Highway 22, that will be even better. 32 days on market, right? So you can see the differences. Calgary 27, Airdrie, I think it was 27 as well. 32 days on market, 45 days in September actually for Cochrane. So let's swing on down to Okotoks. So on the detached side of things, prices were up 9.36%, 650, 900. You can see it was 595.2 last year, and a little bit up from September. And then on the semi-detached side, 528.8, 473 last year. So that's another healthy increase as well. And then when we go to row townhouses, 377.1, up over 8% over last year, almost 3% up just from September. And that, Okotoks, as we've talked about many times, they have very limited inventory. They don't have a ton of inventory, like probably half of even what Airdrie would have. And then on the apartment condo side of things, 9.33% up to 249.6, 228.3 last year. So let's go one more slide. I think that's it.
Yeah, it is.
That is it. All right, so let me just take that off the screen. We'll just kind of break that down for you. So, okay, if you're a buyer, what do you do right now? I think there's a few ways you can do it. So as an example, we're working with new clients right now, and they.
Oh, we're losing him.
Getting a call. He's got to be getting a call. Always working these realtors. Hey, Nat?
I know, exactly. Oh, he's coming back, I think.
So what's going on with these new buyers, Nat?
The new buyers we're working with right now, they've got an offer on a place, and it was sort of a quick turnaround, but we had to make sure they were lucky they were able to purchase with no finance condition, which is a huge thing. So then once conditions are firm, then we're listing their house to get it on the market. But it's tough, right? For these buyers that are, they lose out on 2, 3, 4 houses, and then suddenly it's like, okay, we got to be quicker. So
yeah, and that's exactly what I'm experiencing in the market. I'm working with somebody right now who said, "Well, can we go without financing?" And I said, "Well, absolutely, if you have cash." And it's as a mortgage broker, we never want to.
I'm back.
Go without financing. We're hearing all about how tough it is for your clients. We're able to go in financing free. Luckily, Mark.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you're in that position where, as I got that phone call, the reality is, and now my dog is wanting to play with me, where you can buy first, time the possession dates up, maybe do some bridge financing. That might be the way to do it for you. But it'll be interesting to see over the next month what happens here in Calgary and the surrounding markets, and see where we're at in 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay, now I got to run downstairs and end the stream. Keep talking. And then wave when you're done.
And then wave when we're done.
Yeah, and that's honestly like, so the bridge financing is a super simple thing. The important thing to know is that not every lender does bridge financing. So make sure that you've talked to your lender before you make that decision. And mortgage broker is never going to tell you to go financing condition free. Yeah. Because there could always be something, right? Even if you're the 100% AAA perfect client, There could be something that the lender, that maybe it's just a specific lender that you doesn't like about the house.
Yeah.
So it's very, very, very rarely will we say to go condition free. But when you can, great thing. And on that, I'm out of here.
Am I back? All
You're
right.
back.
All right.
Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
everybody. Have a good week.